All right, boys. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yo, what up?
Hey, man. You know, I'm very proud of you guys. You found the spot. No problem. You don't realize how often it is for people to, like, end up down, like, by Prohibition. They're like, I'm at their spot. I'm like, you're not. Trust me.
We actually walked into the tamale
factory.
Tamale factory?
Yeah. Dude, that's going back to this location. The one good thing about it, it's hard to find, but the one bad thing about it, it's hard to find. Like, I never get pop-ins because no one can find the place.
No, but when you find it, oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Well, thanks, boys, for coming on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us, bro.
You guys have been blowing up the last few months, it seems like. When did we first DM each other? Like 6 months ago? You know,
bro. This has to be like a year ago, maybe exactly. I could be wrong, but close to a year.
I've been asking you to be on this podcast for over a year now. No, dude, January 7th, 2022.
Okay.
So that long ago.
That long ago, bro.
Yeah.
And we're finally here.
Finally. It took a little time.
I feel like being here right now makes me feel like I made it, bro.
Okay, stop.
I feel like, and whatever it is, I feel like I made it.
Adrian, I keep forgetting about saying this. I keep forgetting saying, welcome to being on the #1 podcast in Riverside. I keep forgetting to say that.
Really and truly.
It's the only one. I think it's the only podcast in Riverside.
Bro, in all of Inland Empire, Southern California, bro, this is...
I don't know. Southern California.
This show is sponsored by Resilient Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. So, you're thinking about buying and selling soon? Yes, we know you probably know a realtor, your mom's best friend's cousin's neighbor, who puts her face on the local shopping cart. But you know what? Our friends at Resilient Real Estate Group have helped hundreds of thousands of people sell houses over the years, and they definitely know what they're doing based on their 5-star review on Google and Zillow. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy $1 million house or a fixer-upper. Make sure the next time you're thinking about buying and selling real estate, you give our friends a call over at Resilient Real Estate Group. And now we're back to the show.
So why don't you tell everyone who you guys are?
So I'm Andrew Nava, creator and owner of What's Up with Riverside, a marketing platform for the people of Riverside. And then we have my buddy over here.
Oh, yeah. My name's Steven Garcia. I go by SG, and I am a local barber in the area, a business owner, and just me and him are really good friends, and we're trying to, market and help other businesses to be able to scale.
Yeah. Did you bring him because you were nervous?
Man, this is my partner right here.
You know, it's funny. Bestie, I always know when people are gonna bring someone. I knew you were bringing someone.
I had to, bro.
When you did me yesterday, I was waiting for the DM of when someone was coming.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Steven, he makes me feel very comfortable.
Oh, okay.
And I really look up to this guy. He's my mentor.
Oh, that's good.
One of my mentors. And what we're building right now, it was important for me to bring him so he could also, have this opportunity.
How'd you guys meet?
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah, did you hit him up to do a thing for his shop? Or?
So I had reposted one of his videos that his videographer made for his shop. It was the grand opening, the university one, right?
Yeah.
University.
Yeah.
So I had reposted it. He was like, thank you for the love. And then we didn't actually chop it up till about like 4 or 5 months later. He kind of invited me out to the shop. I think that's what it was, right? Mm-hmm. He invited me out. I pulled up.
Cut your hair.
Got my cut. Shot a little promo video for him,
and instantly it was just like his energy and like determination and his vision was just like exactly like, whoa, bro, like we're so like-minded, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And ever since there, we've just been homies since, and really trying to work with each other.
That's the one thing I do struggle on this podcast. I've had a handful of barbers on, and they always say, like, roll through my shop and get buzzed. I'm like I have loyalty to my guy.
Seriously,
so, like, because I know the game. Like, I'm not, I always, like, feel awkward. I'm like, I'd love to, dude, but, like, I'm not going to cheat on my dude.
Nah, but don't trip. I brought my clippers. I'm going to hook you right after.
But you know what I mean? Like, that's what I always say. Like, I'm like, I would love to, dude, but, like, I don't want to cheat on my dude because, like, he's taking care of me for, like, 7 years now. So it's, like, this weird relationship. Like,
yeah.
No, like you're cheating on
like, I do. Like, I was like, I don't want him to see that I got a fresh cut from someone else on my Insta.
He would be hot for sure.
Exactly.
And then, really like that.
And then this would happen. I'd text him at the last second when he'd hook me up, like, hey, bro, I need a spot tonight. Like, I got something tomorrow that came up. He'd be like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, I got to...
I must say, though, shout out to the Cut Barbershop over on La Sierra, because it was like that when I was growing the page. I just stuck to my barber only.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really out in the field. Not that I wasn't trying to promote other barbershops, but I was just that loyalty, right?
Yeah.
And then I just had to break that chain, bro. And I'm glad I did, because there's a lot of cool barbershops out there. There's a lot of cool barbers out there. And man,
I almost think there should be
dude.
like a barber showdown in Riverside.
No, there's barber beef for sure.
Is there barber beef?
Barber beef. It's the gnarliest. But
Wow.
shout out to Shipwreck Barbershop, my homie Jake. And the Cut Barbershop's been around for years, and they've always been on top. Everyone's killing it.
Dude, that's interesting. So what made you, man? You were truck driving. What was like the first moment? Like, hey, like I try to always ask this question with people. Like, when was that moment? If you remember, it was like, I'm gonna start an Instagram page, and this is what I'm gonna do. Like,
So actually, bro, before I was truck driving, because I truck drived for, it was a year exactly. And before that, I was an overnight stalker at Ralph's.
Oh.
But before that,
Pushing
and the
P.
reason why I ended up landing that gig, this was during COVID, was because, and I'm gonna be open, I got into some trouble, so I had to serve some time. So I was coming out of county jail and moved back from Orange County home to Riverside, and I was just a complete reset. You know, like pretty much I lost it all, just trying to figure it out. And yeah, I landed that job, and it was the worst thing ever, bro. I was working from like 12 to 9, minimum pay, and we had to wear those masks too during that time. So I was just hating it, bro.
Paying dues.
Yeah, just and sleep with my grandma at the time, and in the same room. There was like 10 of us at the crib, so it was just I felt like very depressed at the time. I needed to figure something out. My pops, he came to have a talk with me, and he was like, son, what are you doing? You got to do something with your life. You can't just give up. So I was just going through the motions each and every single day.
How old were you in this? What year?
This was this was COVID. So
how old?
I'm 27 now, so I was like what,
25.
25.
Yeah, okay.
And so he had suggested I go to the truck driver school in Corona. So that same day, bro, after he left, I called him up and I tried to see what it was all about, and like $4,000 just to enroll in the school. So I was like, yeah, I can't afford it. So the lady, she really helped me out. She put me into a program, and I was iffy about it. I didn't think I was going to qualify, but what did I have to lose? So I signed up. They reached back about a month later, went through the whole process, and within like a month and a half, 2 months, I got accepted into the school. The only requirement is that I passed, right? So I ended up finishing the schooling in 2 months. And then a week later, took my driving test in San Diego, passed it first try. But because of my background, being a felon, I was unable to find a job. So I was still, had this license, still working at Ralph's for about 3 months.
I'm surprised you got a job at Ralph's, to be honest.
Yeah. Again, COVID.
Oh,
they were hiring.
They were hiring anyone.
Yeah. So luckily, after like 3-4 months, my stepdad, he connected me with his good friend Jose, and he owns 7-8 trucks, more now, but at the time, and he gave me a shot. He just asked that I didn't screw him over. I just had to make sure I was just doing my job, and that was that. So thankful to him, I was able to land my first trucking job, left my my Ralph's gig. And then 3 months after trucking, I ended up getting my whole case expunged. So amen to that. But I actually had made the account back when I was working at Ralph's. Maybe like so I was there for a year exactly. I got hired on April 10th and fired April 10th. So literally, I got fired on the same day I got hired. But I had made the account a month prior to me getting fired. And it was actually called 951 La Sierra, right? Mm-hmm. So everything that I'm doing now, literally I was doing on my personal page, right? Everywhere I spent my money, shopped around in the city, locally, I was just shouting them out, yo, you need to go here, you need to go there, or check this place out, or look what's going down this weekend, right? And I had a strong community on my personal page because of, school and friends and just doing what I was doing. It was picking up. So I just figured, let me build something for the community, and let me just build that niche, right? And more so I was focused on just my street, La Sierra, right? So that's why I was named 951 La Sierra.
You on the north side?
Like south side.
South side.
Yeah. I think it's the south side, bro. It's right off the 91 exit over by the Ralph's shopping center, the Stater Brothers.
South side.
South side. And
yeah.
By the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But what made you want to shout people out? Like, it's so
Right.
crazy to me how people, like, it's so hard for us to get reviews. It's so hard for people to get reviews. Like, it's so hard to get people to shout you out. So what was it about it that you were like, hey, I want to start shouting these people out?
So me building that community and seeing the traction that I was getting, the love I was getting, and people really just
So it was a little
understand.
selfish. You were getting that positive feedback.
Because
from the
I'm
community.
coming from the videography world, right?
Yeah.
So I was shooting music videos and I was paying for promo. I come from that field of paying for promo, knowing the importance of marketing, right? And, you're having a good product and it can only be so good, but it can only do you so good if it doesn't get pushed,
Yeah, out to the people.
Exactly. So I was just frustrated, bro. Yeah, I felt like I was just, wasting my money left and right,
Doing
not really
promos?
satisfied. Yeah, doing promos.
Yeah.
Because, I was trying to push, my artists I was working with at the time, my music videos, my clothing brand as well. So I figured, what, let me just take this upon my own hands and build something. It was more for for the brand and for the community. I never thought I'd be working with like businesses and restaurants. It was for me really trying to find local artists, videographers,
And then it just grew.
people in that field, and then it just started going like in different directions.
The
Yeah.
momentum caught up.
So really, it was more so for me to have a one-stop shop where I can go to and find a barbershop, find a local restaurant, find a hidden gem in the city, right? Because me coming back home from living in Orange County, I moved out there freshman year, did 4 years there, graduated from Tustin High School, came back home after living out there for like 3 years. Came back home 2021. So I was pretty much like a newbie, right? I was pretty much a newbie, lost all my connections. I really didn't know anybody, so I kept going back and forth from Riverside to Orange County just for work, just to just to make it happen. And I knew there was potential in the city. I knew there was some cool people.
Riverside's so old.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're able to walk into these businesses and do this because they don't really know how to run their own social yet. Like, it's such a...
It's tough. It really is. It's a
really
full-time
hard
job.
thing.
It's
you got to pay someone to do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you get into barber? What made you get into cutting?
Oh, since I was like 14.
Cutting in garages?
Yeah, we're from Ontario, so as a kid, my dad would take me to get a haircut, like every Saturday at 7 a.m. and be right there. And then it became like, like Hispanic. Everyone's Hispanic over there, so like very culture-wise, and we'd go over there and I'll start sweeping up the floor and then learning. And then I liked the camaraderie and how like, I guess at that time it wasn't like networking, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was the communication between others. And ever since then, started cutting hair. And
Barbershops are nerve-wracking. To go into one,
when
you go into one that you don't know anyone, it's like your first time.
That's facts.
Like, it's almost like you gotta DM the guy first before you can't just randomly walk into like a tight-knit barbershop.
so we try to make it to when like you walk in, someone's saying what's up off the bat.
Because that's
with
the
a
awkward
smile.
spot.
Yeah,
you walk in and you're like,
and
everyone
then-
just stares at you and you're like, who
Especially
the hell is this guy?
Yeah, some shops the dudes are all like
So
buff and
accurate.
tatted.
Yeah.
So they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're just like, saying what's up and hello, making them feel comfortable is definitely like one of the first things that we make sure to
I remember during COVID, like LA Fitness got shut down. I went to my buddy's gym in Hoopa Valley. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. Mike runs it.
I cut his hair.
What's that
HBTF?
Yeah,
Healthy Body Change Facility.
I remember,
train. Shout out to Mike.
going there. I remember going there the first time and being like,
Fire.
like I was like, who the fuck? Like I'm like everyone's jacked up.
Oh
tatted
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I'm like, fuck, is this like the prison yard? Like, do I gotta like ask someone to be on what side of the gym? And then Mike walked in and like dabbed me up, right? Because he knows me off social. And I was like, I almost want to be like, everyone see, I'm cool. Like, I'm accepted in this group.
Yeah,
Like,
I know
that
him.
feeling like was like, holy shit, am I in the right place? Like,
Especially because it's like a tight knit group
it's such
of
a
people.
tight knit spot. And
You know
everyone's
what I
so
mean?
jacked and so tatted. I was like,
So if you're new, they just like look over and you're just like, oh shit.
yeah, exactly.
No.
And then it's funny. Then you're there for a month, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" Blah blah blah. But it is intimidating at first.
No, it really is.
Yeah. So what made you go the route? Like, obviously, you're friends with Mark, that owns Be Local, and his style is like, him trying
Right.
the food.
Shout out to
about it.
Mark. Yeah.
Shout out to Mark. He's definitely increased that really fast. So, what was the reasoning like for you not, like, I started seeing you, we've been talking about the last few days
Right.
about you slowly coming on camera.
Mhm.
Is like, what was the reasoning on not being on camera in the beginning, kind of a different style, and now you are coming on camera? What's your thought process on that? I'm asking the hard questions.
I feel like I've been anonymous for so long, right? And I try to keep it that way, just so I wasn't really in the public eye. It was more so focused on the businesses that I was promoting.
Fire.
Now that I've grown, right, and I've kind of broken out of my shell a little bit of not being too comfortable in front of the camera.
I also feel like the connections you're making. You know?
I mean,
Well, I think it's smart, and this is why I'll tell you why it's smart.
let me know, bro. Yeah, because I need to know.
Because you're replaceable.
Mhm.
Because the hard part when you're the face, like what I do in real estate, everyone wants to talk to me. I only have
There you
so
go.
much time in a day. So then I have to start picking out, like, my developers are number one, obviously. They're our biggest clients. So now I have to think, like, okay, is this client worth my time? Or is it more beneficial to me financially to pass it off to one of my agents, take only 50% instead of 100%, but then that frees my time up.
Right.
So the problem is that when you're the face of a company, like you are not,
Right.
anyone, you could hire someone to go to businesses and say,
Facts.
hey, I work for, this
Smart.
is who we work for, blah, blah, and they're not like, well, I want to talk to Andrew.
Right.
Like that, like the problem with, not the problem, but the style that Mark does, it's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
They're buying into Mark.
Absolutely.
So that's always that battle. Like I'm at that battle right now where I'm like, I don't have enough time in the day. It sounds terrible to say this for certain clients.
Right.
I just don't have the time.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Then it's just the next level, right?
And then, so then it's like, but probably the same thing happens to you. Like people want you to cut their hair. Well, I only have so many times in a day I can cut a hair.
Exactly.
Plus I'm running a business. Plus I'm doing this. Plus I want to have a personal life. Plus like, so
Yep.
that's the problem when you're the face of the company. And then you're gonna fight that problem one way or another. So I actually like the way you do it, to be honest. I actually think it's the smartest way to go. I don't know if you intentionally meant to do it that way.
It was
But-
all intentional, yes.
Of course.
And the videos that you do see me coming out on are more so promoting events.
Yeah.
Right? And I just feel like that's just what's been working the most. Even when I do my foodie videos, you really don't see me in the videos.
It's funny now that I know your voice.
Often.
I'm like, oh, that's him. Yeah, right.
And even the voiceovers, bro. Like, I just started doing the voiceovers maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
And it was just something I, again, just had to do it. I was just pushing it off for so long.
You're a
My
beast,
girl-
bro. He's a beast.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I would just dish them off to my girlfriend, have her do them. I'll make the video and I'll just be like, "Look, babe, can you just voice it over for me, please?" And so finally, I was like, let me just do it. Let me just do it. Who cares?
You should see
It
him
was
when
so
he gets in
cringy when I
character.
put it out too. I was like, I don't want to put this out. Oh,
You know, I don't
man.
ever watch anything twice. So it doesn't really matter. So for you, what made you get you? He was telling me that the way you guys connected was him sharing a video. You have your own videographer.
Yeah.
So what made you like think like, shit, I need to go digital?
Well, all the barbers that I look up to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just looking at like what people that are successful doing and literally just following in the footsteps, but adding my own tweak and style. I've been cutting hair. I was blessed to work for Riverside Shave Co. in 2015.
Are they still around?
Yeah, they're still cranking.
Yeah.
But we had a hitter squad back in the day, and we were like, man.
The one on Van Buren, off of Van Buren.
Mm-hmm. Van Buren Magnolia right
Yeah,
there by
yeah.
the Sonics. Yeah, so we had a squad, bro. And that's where I learned off my buddy Jake, like on how important like social media marketing was, because he already had like 50K like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So, and I saw him. And so, yeah, pretty much he brought me up and taught me how to bring in and pull that clientele. And like now other business owners and barbers are asking me that now, like, how are you opening up another location? Like, it just looks so easy, but it's exactly what you said. It's literally like 16 hours of work a day,
Yeah.
pushing all the P, you know what I mean? And now I'm interested into marketing because I know that that's what businesses need. And I know that a lot of things are digital with like you can run ads and you can do this and do that, but nothing beats Anthony physically going there and like creating that connection with the spot and then just like capturing it. And that's what literally, it makes the person on the phone feel like they're there, you know? And when my girl, she'd be hitting me up like, oh, look at this. And that's how I first started, like got my attention, because she was always telling me to take her to places to where he would promote. I'm like, this fool's genius, bro. Like to be able to give another business
Yeah.
that actually works, like that's like huge, and he's killing it, bro.
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
Why do you not use a big camera? Why do you stick with that?
Honestly, bro, so when I first started out, I thought I needed the best of the best, right?
iPhones are perfect.
Bro.
I tell that people all the time, like, I need to have the best of the best. I need a Sony A7 III. I'm like, you wouldn't even know what to do with it.
Yeah,
A Sony A7
and that's what I
III.
got. I got a
And then you
Sony
upload it and it
A7
looks-
III, bro.
I knew it.
And then I upgraded the lens,
Yeah.
right? Got like a $3,000 lens,
Yeah.
bro. I got the best computer, the best software, bro. I was super picky about my edits, transitions, filtering, color grading, and all that good stuff, bro. So it was really slowing down the progress.
You got to turn and burn them.
It really was. And
I feel
So-
like
Dude.
Instagram actually like works better with your phone too.
Yeah.
And-
You know what I mean? Like algorithm rise and stuff like that. And
So
like,
honestly,
it's
bro,
already good enough.
I would go into shoots, right? And take my main camera, but I would always end up shooting with my little rinky-dinky phone that I had, right? But I was super, like, I wasn't confident in shooting.
Yeah, it's a confident.
Right, I wasn't confident in shooting. That's why I would fake it. Like, it was embarrassing for me to go to a client and provide a service, right? And have them see me shooting on my phone.
If the flip,
I didn't feel comfortable
Yeah.
doing it.
Bro, trust me. I get
So
it.
I would
Like,
take my camera and I would try to fake it. Like I would take these shots knowing that I'm not going to use this footage and then sneak my phone in real quick. And
Yeah.
then so I would end up using that until, you know, I started getting more comfortable. I started getting more savvy with, you know, me putting together a
you
video.
use a gimbal still or what?
No, I was
No, you just
freehand
all-
everything, bro. Yeah, just freehand everything.
power stands.
And then finding a format that works for me too.
Uh-huh.
So I have like 2 or 3 formats that I always fall back to whenever I have like a creative rut and, you know, I'm struggling putting together a video. I could just, you know, bada boom, bada bing. But now, you know, upgrading my phone. So, you know, going in and shooting with one of these feels a little bit better than the phone that I was using, right? Little tiny little iPhone. And yeah, bro, just the confidence, really, just the
Dude,
confidence.
Why do you think we have these Rogan mics? Like, I literally, these things are not cheap, and I was like, I want to buy these so then it brings credibility to the podcast.
These
Right.
are sick.
Like-
I feel legit.
Like, exactly, you feel legit. Like,
I
it's
feel
the
like
truth. Like,
it
I wouldn't invite people on the podcast until I got this neon sign.
Like,
for
you should
some
see how
dumb
sick
reason.
you look right now. Just
I know,
saying
right?
that, yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
you
didn't,
look fly.
but I was same thing. Like, I was like, let's just, like, maybe I always joke, like, that only my mom and my girlfriend will listen. So I was like, but I want people to walk in and make them feel like, and so I wouldn't hit people up because I didn't feel like I was confident enough.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to walk in and be like, this is it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I totally understand that for you. So for you, how often are you cutting? Are you still every day?
Oh,
or are
yeah,
you more
yeah.
business guy?
No, like 5 days a week. It's all about. I'm still in that phase of where like I'm trying to create those relationships, and like after years of investing into marketing
Yeah.
that didn't work, like you know what I mean. Now I know that the most important thing is like the relationship
It's all
between.
it's all people, man.
Bro, it's all people, and like I love listening. I love hearing people's story. I'm a vet, so I can relate with a whole bunch of people, you know. And I've always been super adventurous, and I feel like that's my calling, is just to serve the community, bro.
Yeah, how long did you serve for?
5 years.
Wow,
Yeah, 5
congratulations.
years.
Thank
No,
you.
thanks. Yeah, it was.
What were
lit.
you in?
I was in the U.S. Army in the infantry.
Wow,
Yeah.
bless your heart. I
Yeah.
just had a guy on last week that got a purple star because he got shot.
Oh yeah, yeah, Purple Heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Did you have to go overseas and everything?
No, so like I was lucky to be like in a training facility, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
Like we did like little itty bitty stuff, but nothing
no
crazy.
year tours or.
Nah, cause like the war was pretty much like over, but our job was pretty tough and like a lot of hours and like affected, you know, my life at home
for
and
sure.
like, you know what I mean, all that drama.
It's stressful going over there.
Oh yeah,
Or just being involved.
but it made me like so much a better person. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean? And like really, I think that's why like when I see opportunity, you know, like I try not to turn it down. Like obviously when opportunity comes, we analyze it, make sure that it makes sense to who we are and what we do, and then like take that risk, and most likely it's gonna work than not, because you're not just taking all this shit in, you know. So yeah, now that's what like the military taught me, is like how to assess a situation, how to understand what's going on, the people that I'm fucking with, and then from there coming up with the plan to execute, you know. And then you can apply that to everything, you know, like real estate.
Yeah,
you know,
you just gotta build the right team around you.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone just gotta know their piece. It's important.
And this dude, like, no bullshit, like, I cut him up, we started chopping it up, and we had this idea for this event, right? It's called Why Not Us, right? Oh, shout out to the homie Anthony Cruhan Luke. He came up with the name, you know what I mean? So he created this clothing brand, and he's so passionate about like having a voice, because now he feels like everybody just copies shit and then just have a ton of money and throw ads and then it blows up, and then like he's really there coming up with this creative style, and it's like not getting anywhere, you know. It's getting somewhere, it's grown, but compared to what, like you give $20,000 to some influencers and then boom, Jackson's huge, everyone's wearing Jackson chains, you know. So for him, he's always been like, let's throw like little vendors and events and like do stuff like that and get other local people in, and we can create a community and stuff like that, and then get the word out about us, like doing the manual work, you know,
the labor work.
And then he comes into play, and dude, this guy is like the golden ticket, bro. Like, he doesn't understand. This fool will walk up in a spot and bring you money, bro. Like, what the fuck? I've spent so much money on ads, $300-$400 for one reel. And he just comes in
I'll
here.
tell you what.
He just comes in right here and just.
Some people there's so many people that overprice marketing reels.
Yeah, because
like,
you don't need a color grade stuff anymore when you can just do this. And then like the Instagram's literally telling you what to do. Just make a video with your phone.
So what this is an event? What is it? What'd you tell me?
Oh yeah, so we're just getting food. So this one, the first one was
part
like,
2.
Yeah, so this is the second one. So the first one was just like friends that we have that have brands, bring them in, use their network of friends to bring them in, have drinks, food, which would be purchased through like vendors that actually hit. So Birria Gonzalez, what was the hibachi truck? Ariake Hibachi, and like other vendors that he picked out. And it actually drew in stuff because they have an Instagram
Where
following.
was it at?
At my barbershop.
Oh, I was at your spot. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right there. We just literally shut it down and just set it all up. And we kind of winged it. I just ordered some tents from the homies. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of tables and chairs.
We made it happen, though.
Yeah. Tables and chairs from the father-in-law. You know, so I'm driving back and forth. Oh, number 2 is Halloween theme.
Okay.
So October 29th.
October 29th. So
Same
we're gonna
spot?
Sunday.
Same spot.
Mm-hmm.
So 9241 Magnolia, Riverside, California. Right next to where Riverside Shapeco is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's how to pull up on them, you know?
Roll up on them, yeah.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this whole idea is like family, friends, and kids, right? Because I have a son. My son's name's Daniel. He's 2.5. And bro, he came into my life, and it's just like, all right, game time, you know? So I want to be able to, like, you know, have people come in and we can share those like memories and moments with our kids, because they're never going to be like that small again, you know?
That age.
So we'll have like a face painter there, jumpers, 360 booths, so you can capture the memory and save it on your phone. Fire food, like this guy's like all this stuff he's posting on his IG is gonna be there pretty much.
Yeah, we got a really good lineup. This
Food's gonna be crushed.
Just like, and it's not just like 5 taco trucks. We're gonna have like Asian style, blah blah blah. So it's like a spread. You know what I mean? And then it's on Sunday, and I know people are crazy for football, right? Like they will not leave the house because it's football. So we're setting up TVs. I bought the NFL ticket, so like don't trip. Pull up if you like football.
I don't watch football.
Yeah.
I don't watch sports. For you now, are you at a place where people are DMing you more for business, or are you still having to DM? Like I DM 10 people a day to be on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll never stop reaching out.
Yeah.
I'll never stop reaching out, and I'll never stop making sure that I'm really providing a service that's beneficial to the mission and what I'm trying to do. And it's really just growing the businesses in our area and just giving them a platform and an opportunity to shine, really. So yeah, businesses reach out all the time, and you know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm horrible at responding, and because you know it's just me, I'm just like
tough,
it's tough. Like I don't want anybody who reaches out to think that it's like, I don't know, like I'm just like an asshole for not like getting back to you, or I always reach back when the time is right, or yeah, sometimes, you know, I may forget, but if it ever comes back around, like I'll make sure, something, bro.
So
Like,
how does your service work? How do you if I had a small business?
So, up until-
how does the money work? How does it?
I didn't profit off of this.
Is it contracts? What is it?
All right, let me see.
So break down the
How am I
business
gonna
for me.
explain this? So I didn't make money off of this page for a whole year running it,
Smart.
right? And because it was never my goal or intention to make money off of it, it was just a hobby, and it's still I treat it as such, right? The only reason why I'm putting $1 behind it now is because it's my time, right? I've built a very strong portfolio, and I have people who can vouch and testimonials. So now it's just I'm in the middle of still trying to structure it as a business, but honestly, I like I said, I still treat it as a hobby, and I work with people's budgets. So if people wanted me to shout out or promote their piece of content, that's a service on its
You have
own.
a share fee.
Yeah, a share fee, a story post, regular feed post, a real collaboration.
What does that normally run people?
So, okay. Again,
Let 'em
it
know.
varies.
Let
It
'em
varies.
Ballpark it.
Standard price for a story post $75. A regular feed post $125 with the collaboration and a story post, and then a real collaboration $300 with the story post as well. And I like to make sure that they hit. So for whatever reason you're not happy with what you get, I'll go ahead and post something
Redo
else,
it,
right?
yeah.
So I'm always gonna make sure that a client who's spending money with me is gonna be happy, right?
Do you sign contracts with people like
I
4 posts per month or?
So I guess you could call them contracts. I do have people on like monthly retainers, right, who pay me monthly, but it's nothing signed. They're not like obligated to stay with me month to month. Like there's no like 3 month, 6 month contracts. It's month to month. But the services that I do offer. So let me I'll get there. I also provide original content, right? So that's a separate fee from just me sharing your content. That's where I come to your business, share my experience, voice it over, invite people, let them know why they should come to your business, and also highlight whatever it is that you want me to speak about.
Do you ever worry about you promoting a company that's not that good?
Yeah, and I try not to. There has been a few times where I've been invited to a couple places, and honestly, I
shut it down?
I had to be straight up. Like it'll probably do me more harm than good, right? And I also don't want to lose my reputation. I feel like I'm a trusted source, right? So I don't want to tell a lie to my audience and them take time out of their day to go try a place that I suggested and then be unsatisfied when I'm already knowing that they're probably not gonna like it. So I try to keep that
Honest
that
word.
trust, that
You ever
honest
worry
word,
that
yeah.
you run? You ever worry that you run in the same people? Like I feel like on the podcast sometimes I'm like, God, I just had a trainer on. I can't have 3 more trainers on. Or
Yeah,
I
so-
just had a barber on. I don't need 4 more bar. Like sometimes I'm like, God, like I would love to do it with you. Like I love your stuff. Your stuff's cool, whatever. But it's like I just did one with someone. Like
Right.
we can shoot, but I don't know when I'm gonna post it.
Right.
If you're okay at posting in a month or 2, like
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
because it's like I don't want to be like. the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
It's like that balance.
Yeah,
you have,
delivering the same
have to
thing.
restructure. You're like, God, I'm doing the same.
So as far as like
Because you got
promoting,
an audience to
yeah, you
appeal
have an
to.
audience, and then it's like
that's true. That's true. You don't
know,
want
it's-
to
Like,
oversaturate
damn, is this
You
something.
fool just doing?
oversaturate.
He's just a barbershop.
Yeah, he's doing barber reviews now.
Yeah, like if it's
yeah.
if it's let's just say I do a barber. Say I do a video. Say I do a promo shoot for Taco Bell, right? I'm not gonna promote the Taco Bell in the same way I did the same month, the next month, right? So usually what I do is, I'll go ahead and provide that first promo video, and then they'll want more. They'll want another one. So then I offer my services. I do social media management
You ever do free videos that's snagging a client that you really want?
all the time, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the time. That's the best way to go about it.
You know, it's funny. I tell
Eh.
that to people all the time. I'm like, you have no idea what someone charges. Like I was like, I've sold houses for way less than I normally do,
Mhm.
just because I wanted a house in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like just because I wanted a footnote in that neighborhood, I did that to then lead to more business. It's
Absolutely,
the long
bro.
play.
Absolutely.
It's the long play.
A lot of people need to understand that.
It's very long.
Yeah, it really is. But it goes a long way.
So are you guys collaborating? You guys gonna start? You said you're working on some stuff. Is it just the events, or
Shot-town, top secret.
or there's something else? Or if you could talk about it.
One time top secret moves. All right, bro. Like
I
we're
think it's time, yeah. Let 'em
we'll
know.
just. All right, so
This is the number one podcast in Riverside.
It is
Yeah.
number one podcast.
Inland
Riverside.
Empire.
So we're gonna create like a private studio to where like we can create content. So we're gonna name it like Horizon Headquarters, you know, and it's gonna be me and him. We're gonna have a consulting office space so we can do pretty much anything that we imagine. White photo wall. Obviously to bring in up a little income, right? So I'm hoping to do it here in downtown Riverside, you know, so we can attract, because we need to make some money to pay for this whole operation, right?
100%.
So like, you know, those little like those like $5-7 t-shirt
You know what
bars?
spot would be pretty good for you guys? Have you been looking at all?
Every day.
What about that old skate shop
Crooks.
over
2001.
no,
Roller City?
The one that used to be right next to the sushi spot, right next to City Hall. Yeah, that spot.
Crooks.
Oh, okay.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Crooks. They
That's-
moved their location right across the street.
That spot.
Fire.
I looked at that spot because it's like just a real
Fire.
narrow. I could throw up. I thought about that place for
Let's
a
do it
while.
together, bro.
Yeah, sure.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole vision, you know what I mean, is and if we had your podcast stuff set up and we're in there, because like I can pull physical people there, you know, and they'd be able to see you do your thing, because
Yeah.
what you're doing and what you got going on, like I know the cameras can't move around and stuff, but bro, it's a movie in here.
Yeah.
Like your vision and what you got, beast, you know.
Well, and the reason why you also have to start like you were doing, like you also start weighing like people go like, why don't you do this and this? I agree, but it's like when we're doing 5 podcasts in one day, that's time that's editing time. That's
Oh, bro.
bandwidth. That's people don't realize I have probably 20 terabytes of video that we just don't delete.
I
Like
believe it, bro.
like it's so much, and those terabytes are very expensive.
Yeah.
Like Adrian's like, hey, we're out of space. I'm like, how? I just got you 8 terabytes. Like I know, but we're out. Like you gotta go
Yeah.
get another 8 terabytes.
And that's where the whole swinging where it counts is now
Yeah.
where we're all at. You know what I mean? And this is what that spot's all about, is that we're going to be swinging in the right direction.
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
So instead of really like, essentially, he's going to pull up to your business, right? And like do his thing. But like, what if they come into our spot and sit down and we give them a water and we really break down their business and really break down with their goals? You know
like
what I
a
mean?
big more of a marketing plan.
Yeah, like instead of me pulling up real quick, shoot me $500-600, make you a video and you get views, like yeah, we can do that, but how does he be the hottest in Riverside? By creating that experience to where they sit down and we actually hear out their plan. Where'd you come from? You know, what do you want to do? What's your future looking like? And from there, them giving us their experience, we're just sponges too. So we're learning off of these people, and then he's the, you know, making it happen.
I think I feel like I'm really good friends with the guy Tim who owns Mind and Mill, and they're super expensive. Like you know,
What
they're
is
like
it?
It's like this marketing firm around the corner.
Oh,
pretty
really?
pretty sick spot, right? But they work with like big dogs, and they're like
Yeah.
20,000 to whatever. It's like you need this like
Goals.
middle person to cover that group of people that doesn't have 20 grand to
Absolutely.
build out a marketing
And that's
plan.
us.
When you're like, so if you could bring that service
Style.
to a lower level, but lower the overhead, so then the profit margins are the same. That's
Because in my case, like
Powerful.
I'm doing my thing, you know.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing. You know what I mean? We're not costing each other money. We're just of value to each other.
Yeah.
You know. So combining, working together, becoming more professional. You know what I mean? And it just seems like it's effortless at this point. It's like the pathway is opening up, and you just got to keep going.
the
you
momentum
know?
needs to keep going.
That's it.
The hard part, do you feel like this, guys, is like, obviously you talk to a lot of small business owners or people that want to start clothing companies or whatever, and you're like, dude, like, cool, awesome, support, whatever. You're like, do you know the levels of work that it has to take? Like, I'll meet with people and I'm like, yeah, best of luck, but I just don't see it. Like, I just don't see the work ethic to get in there,
Yeah.
because it's so hard.
It's so hard to be real with someone because they're so passionate and And people that you're explaining take everything so personal.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's so hard to like give them the real side. Like on the way over here, my chick was already hitting me with like, it's your only day off and you're going to work again. I'm just like,
every day.
I love you and you'll thank me later. You
Every
know?
day.
Because people are hitting me up. How the hell are you like, how?
It's every day.
You know? How?
I don't think you just don't turn it off.
Mm-mm.
You know, like.
It becomes like a habit,
it's
right?
It's
wake
what,
up
like
and-
when I made that statement, I don't watch football. Like, I don't watch sports. And people go like, why not? I'm like, because then it's 4 fantasy leagues. Then you're talking about trades. And then you're watching every single game on Sunday. And then Monday. And then Thursday.
It's time.
And then.
But you are that guy, and 80% of the world is that guy.
Exactly.
So what do? Create the atmosphere where they can come in. So that's why I'm having football. I don't know what the fuck football's going on, bro. I don't got time for football. Go Saints. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then you bring them in to provoke the other thing. Yes.
Exactly. It's all strategy. And it works because they come in happy, have a happy experience. Even though I don't like the football, them having a good time at the shop or wherever we're at and like the camaraderie it brings, like makes me happy.
Boom.
So ultimately, it's like,
So
I don't give a fuck about the football. I give a fuck about how the people are feeling.
It's a process. It's almost like.
But
like,
who's going to pay $500 for the NFL ticket?
Exactly.
No other barbershop.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I did, but it's going to come back.
Yeah.
You know?
1000%.
That's why I always laugh when people don't want to spend the money. Like, I'm like, you're not going to make $1 million a year and spend
that
no
money.
money. Like, great companies' margins are like 10%. So if they make, like, that's how I look at it. If I can make $500,000 a year and keep 150, that's a great freaking year. And then normally we put that money in investments and whatever to save taxes or whatever. But it's like, I'm not thinking I'm gonna make $500,000 and keep $500,000. Like, my payroll's $150 a year. Like, I pay people to work for me $150,000 a year. This office is $70,000 a year.
It's
Like,
a badass office.
so it's like I'm into it for $250 right off the bat. Like, but then people don't see the pay that you have to pay. They just see the
Right.
everything, and you're like, okay, cool. There's gonna be times and months that you're not like that. That's what I was funny about owners and what we go through is like our employees never know if it's a good month or a bad month. They still get paid on the same day, the same amount of money, same everything. If we have a great month, they don't know. If we have a really, really bad months, they still get paid. Like, they don't realize, like, I'm eating top of ramen and I'm going through In-N-Out. I'm
Heavy
going through the
lies the
dollar
crown.
menu just to make sure their payroll's paid, which happened last year. Last year was a very bad year for us, but we just know that it's a long haul.
And the same thing, like with my barbers, right? Like, it's a booth rental. So
What do
I'm
you charge
still-
per month? Or you go weekly?
So I got the cheapest. I got nice barbershops, and I try to make them very affordable because I understand that they're trying to provide for their families too. And if the numbers make sense to me and it's worth it to me, then we're straight. But I charge $800 a month per chair at the university location.
How many
and,
chairs?
9.
9.
And then the other one off of Magnolia, I charge $700 a month.
What about, do you sell product inside?
Yes.
Do you push product?
I do, but more people aren't really using product, and if they
No.
do, they go to Target and shit. So what I do is I've shout out to Emperor Supply Co. I support my homies, bro. They make products. I buy their shit. I put my people onto shit, and I let them know like, yo, this is not some Target shit.
I
You
use
know?
I've been using the same product for like
Yeah, and then once someone's
7 years.
hooked, yeah. Now, so like if I want to get you as a client, I have to like sit there and start up a conversation. What do you put in your hair? You can tell me, oh, I've been doing this for a long time, and like you're not gonna. What am I gonna do? Buy 100 of them just because you carry them? So it's tough. So that's why, like, when starting the business, the numbers have to make sense. You know
It's
what I
all
mean?
margins.
Yeah, it's all margins. So gratefully, I understood that, and to me, the whole operation's worth it. We're profiting. I opened the first location during COVID. You know, I had my last bit of money saved up, and I was in the garage cutting hair. Some beef happened between me and my cousin. Lost the shop that I had with him. He gave me 8 bands and told me good luck, and now look at me, bro. Shit
Did
on.
why don't you go one person on hourly just for walk-ins or no?
On like, because I think like the barbers I target,
They don't.
they can pull their own
pull
people.
their own people.
They have like a little networking skills. Like they're either into raving, fitness, cars, you know. And then from there, I kind of like structure
Do you
our
know about
marketing.
their social media?
I provide marketing for my barbers. Yes. I would love to do it more, but like I said, it's $300 a video, bro. And if I'm sending, because I can't physically really go there all the time, so I'll send in the homie Ryan, and he'll go there, and he charges me $100 and $150, so he works with me, and I'll send a videographer once a week or once every other week to one location and one to mine. And then when I'm on fire and I got extra money, I'll send them one a week to each one. And yeah, if you go onto horizon.barber.club, you'll see at least like 15 videos that I've invested into, and they all don't hit, right? But it's like peace of mind to me that if someone was gonna look at the account, it's like a business card and they see the professionalism behind it. And then he came in, right, and he's showing the whole, like, I don't need to hire someone to do that we could do it, you know? And that is the next level, is me stepping away from the chair a little bit, getting more into marketing the businesses, and then from there, if I can make money marketing other businesses as well on top of mine while I'm already there, then beast, right?
Is that nerve-wracking for you to step away from the chair?
Bro, like, I think I texted the guy who's managing my other spot like twice today. He's probably annoyed with me. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, dude, what do you want, you know? It's just like, this is my baby, bro. Like, my chick was pregnant. I had to like get rid of the place we were living at, like, and I was thinking about working for another person, bro, you know? And it was just like, fuck that, dude. Grabbed the last bit of money I had, opened up the university that was only 6 chairs in the beginning with my homie Brian. He really didn't even cut hair. He was cutting on his toilet of the homies, you know? And then Omar was learning in the garage with me. And then I hit up the homie Elvis, and he got me 3 barbers that were already established. So it was like 6, and Rob, and so it was 7 of us. And then from there, I added in more chairs over time, and now it's like a 9-piece barbershop. And yeah, it's over there up by UCR. And we go through like little waves of being busy and not, because like the students will bounce in the summer
Seasonal.
for like 2 yeah. So
it's like everyone right before Christmas and New Year's, and then January's always. I dated a hairstylist for 5 years, so like I knew.
Yeah, so you got like Halloween kicks it off.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas,
and then everyone's
New
broke.
Year's, Valentine's Day.
Everyone's broke in January, and then everyone gets pieced up right before Valentine's Day on the in February. Like it's like a clock.
Yeah, but then it comes down to like that connection you make with that person to make them feel like they need that, you know. And I think I've done a really good job with that, and that's why I'm able to do at least 10 people a day.
Well, I also think Instagram and social media has made men have to cut their hairs way more.
Oh, for sure.
Like when I was a kid, I do not remember my dad getting his hair cut that much. Like I don't remember a lot of people getting there because like you weren't taking photos every day or videos or whatever. Like you could get away with some mops and like it didn't even matter.
I'm wearing a hat right now because I'm not a cut.
Exactly, right? You know, I wish I could get. I always tell my guys like I wish I could get cut up every week, but it's like. The week goes by and I'm like, oh shit, it's already been a week.
Yeah, no kidding, bro.
Like he hates me because he's like, you want a pre-book? I'm like, bro, you know I'm not gonna pre-book. You know I'm gonna text
Never,
you like,
bro. Yeah,
you know I'm gonna text you like
that's me, bro.
a week before something I need to be looking fresh for. I'm like, hey, I need to get in today. Like he's like, god damn it, like.
I even got a couple of those clients
funny,
that hit me up like last minute, and I gotta take them too.
Yeah.
And that adds on to the busyness, you know, like I think it's just figuring out how to transition being so busy. And then mix and making it still like valuable, you know what I mean?
And then you start weighing like what's more profitable, maybe not in the current moment, but in the long term is growing the business, because that's the thing that people don't understand. Like for me, like I have to walk away from a client to allow myself to focus on the business more. So in the short term, I'm losing that 5-7 grand because I got to give it to one of my agents to work that client, but then that freed up me more time to go meet more people, which then maybe set a bigger connection with it. It's like, so yeah, I lost 7,500, but it gave them 7,500 because we split our deals 50-50, and then I went and built something else, or just gave me a mental break and some clarity to like be able to work harder in the future.
When you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna find opportunity in everything. You know what I mean? So the more time that like you have, the more you're gonna get out there, because that's who you are.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I just felt like it's crazy. Even people like, I'm like, I don't shoot enough content. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, we need to restructure this. Like we were actually gonna go to 1 day a month. We used to shoot every Monday, and I'm like, it's too scattered. I was like, Adrian, I'll pay you an extra day to come in on a Saturday, and we'll just turn our phones off, and I'll just shoot 1 day, all Saturday, and I'll just have
Boom.
20 videos in one day.
You can bring different outfits.
Yeah,
and shit.
and I'll shoot in one day, and then you can just
Different
edit for the
parts.
rest of the month. Like, we only do podcasts on Tuesdays, and people are like,
Smart.
why do you do that? And I'm like, because I can't have one on Wednesday, one on Thursday, like
Scattered.
Adrian knows that he has to be here on Thursday for podcasts, or Tuesdays. He cannot miss a Tuesday, you know.
And the fact that you're structured and have a plan like that is probably why you're growing
And
so much.
the calendar link, that thing was fire. That was the best decision I ever made, was setting people on a calendar link. Let them pick your time. It blocks out your schedule.
So like an
They
appointment.
block it out, and then they get
bro.
reminders.
That's a cheat code
my
of life.
God, dude. The
Yep.
calendar link is the best thing I've ever started doing. I do that with phone calls now. I do that with
What is
everything. So you like a
You
calendar
have them
link.
booked with you.
You book, so like it'll connect it to your iPhone schedule. And so if you already have, say you have 3 haircuts from 1 to 4,
Mm-hmm.
that person can't book with you because it's blocked on your schedule already. So like you could do that with haircuts. You could literally have a calendar link, say, all right, book your schedule, and you just block out the time you don't want to work. The calendar will already block out when you've already been when you already have your stuff
And
done.
they link it through Apple.
and it's just a link, and you text the link to them. They book, and then they get a text reminder the day before.
Fuck.
Bro, shout out to that text reminder.
Dude, text reminder, right? It's
Yeah, I
communicator,
use an app called Squire.
Squire,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that sounds like
dude. And I said it with
I gotta
like
hop
phone
on
calls. So if someone wants to hop on a call with me, I say like, here you go. Here, you can book a 30-minute call with me, and then they can go through my schedule and see when I have a free moment. I live and die on my schedule. Like I even put,
bro. I need that, bro.
I even put like 20 minutes alone time where I just block out a schedule.
But that is like so much power, you know, to be able to like know what you're getting into. You're gonna be prepared, and then when you come in, you're ready to deliver for that purpose.
For that one moment.
Mhm.
You know, like I always tell people, I'm like, if you want to talk to me about something, you like give me 30-minute heads up, and then tell me what we were going to talk about, so I can at least be prepared for that talk. Because if you just randomly call me and I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm like driving and I
What's
don't know what
going
we
on?
were talking about, and then what ends up
Get to the
happening?
point.
What's up happening? I need to call you back because I don't know that information. Let me call this person. When it's like, you tell me what you want, I could already have that answer for you. So then it cuts down on the wasted time. Just these little things,
Cheat
Smart.
codes.
cheat codes. So
Cheat codes.
why don't you tell everyone about your event? How do they sign up? How do they come? How do they buy tickets? How do they?
It's a free event.
Oh, okay.
It's a free event, free for the public to come, and pet friendly. The
Bring your costumes.
Parking is taken care of too. We have a huge parking lot. Again, yeah,
It's
bring
right
your
by Nico's
costumes.
Burgers. You know where that's
Yeah.
at? That legendary burger spot.
Yep.
So like the back of it, we have everybody parked there, and there's like a Staters right next to us. They be tripping a little bit sometimes, but you can just park on the street, and then just pull up. It's right on the corner, next to the flower alley, and we'll have that whole thing mapped out in an L shape. And it's gonna be dope, bro. Like good food, good times, jumpers for the kids. We'll be face painting. There's gonna be entertainment there, so you don't even
time.
gotta be there all day. And then now we're in October, the weather's fire,
Is everyone jumping in on it? Like all the vendors are just cutting the cost?
so we're gonna ask for like a donation, and the donation's pretty much going to like throw it, because on the first one we all went out of pocket. You know, like I paid for the canopies and stuff like that, and then like he covered like some of the alcohol and blah blah blah, and then like just whatever comes up, we split it 3 ways.
And we didn't charge any of the
and we didn't
vendors
charge
either.
any of the vendors, so it was just on our end an investment.
We
But
try to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, you gotta do it
Really?
once.
we got to figure out like a little practice run, you know. And the goal is eventually, dude, like to go to the city with some ideas, and one dream of mine would be like the whole name Why Not Us is to be able to hand a big ass $25,000 check to a local orphanage in Riverside, bro.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And like we don't want much. I don't want it to cost really me much, you know what I mean? Because it takes away the money's time, right? Our time goes to making money. So if I'm throwing it out all the time, it's time away from my family. You know what I'm saying? Which is, we're fine. We'll sacrifice what it takes to make it, but there has to be that point where you're like, when is it
When
going
does
to
it
be?
turn over?
When's it coming back? You know? And I think we have the same vision, and we want to help people, and we know that through helping people, like we become blessed.
100%. Well, and then what's the info? So October 29th, what time?
3
It's gonna be
p.m.
from
3 to 8.
3 to 8.
3 to 8. And then what about the thing in Paris? What's that?
So I am the marketing director for the IE Flea Market. It is the very first IE Flea Market to hit the Inland Empire, and it's going to be the biggest, actually.
When is that?
So this is going to be October 21st and October 22nd. We are going to be having the fight as well. Games, food, electronics, antiques, clothing, the whole shebang. And it's going to be every month.
Moving on from
that at the Paris Fairgrounds.
Nice.
So come through, bring the family. It's going to be a great time.
What's the best way, if I'm a small business, what's the best way to get a hold of you? Obviously not Instagram message, but other than that.
So best way to get a hold of me, I just made an email address, whatsupwithriverside@gmail.com.
So that's the best way to get a hold of you.
DMs are cool too, but preferably the email address.
Got it. What's the best way to people connect with you? If, say, I'm a barber, I want to maybe come work at your spot, I want to know more about this.
Right now everything's just off the IG,
On
pretty
IG.
much. Yeah. I don't really put my email too much out there. But yeah, I do pretty
DM
well
you?
getting back.
So you're good at getting.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from him.
Well, it ain't on the scale that he got,
No,
you
I
know.
bet.
So,
I bet.
but definitely, yeah.
Makes sense.
S.
Well,
G.
boys, I
Barber.
appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for it. Only took us a year.
Mhm.
Proud of you. You know,
Yep.
keep it going, dude.
We
I mean,
made it.
it's like, I think now it's like if you catch the momentum and you grow so fast when no one else is doing it,
Mhm.
then the time that someone can come up behind you it's impossible. And it's just gonna be consistency. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro.
It's
Chipping
like people
away.
don't get like you gotta post every day. I've been posting every day for 8 years now. Like it's 8 years. I have 3,700 posts on Instagram. Like you know, like it just takes time, dude.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm moving at my own pace. I really don't see anybody as like a competition. I'm not in a race. You know, this right here
You don't
is,
see Be Local.
no, I he's my favorite content creator.
Well, 'cause
I love Be Local Mark and what he's doing. I'm 1,000% supportive of it. And yeah, like I see him as like, man, dude, thank you for fucking sharing that, bro.
Mhm.
Like, thank you so much. Like, this
Well,
is
and he does the
awesome.
magazine too.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
like
Shout out to Mark, man.
Yeah,
and
go-
Jay Hudson from
Jay
One
Hud.
of IE. Yeah,
we
they're
grew
really
up-
doing their
we
thing.
grew up together.
Hmm.
Known him since we were 7.
Cool
Fire.
people, man.
I've been working on. He used to be selling candy in high school. I mean, we sell his stuff out of the back of a truck.
Ooh.
I know. It's
Man.
crazy. So appreciate you boys.
Thank
Keep
you, bro.
crushing it.
Hey,
Make sure you go follow them, support, drop by their event, drop by the flea market, whatever we can do to help each other. I love it. Until
That's
next time,
good.
guys. Peace.
peace.
Later.